Yeah, so suppose there are two artists collaborating on a drawing of Master Yoda. And they did different changes to the drawing, and now we need to merge them. Okay, so I'm going to give a quiz. Like, which of these A, B, C, or D is the right merge for these? Show of hands, anyone thinks it's A, or anyone thinks it's B? Okay, we have some for B. Anyone think that it's C? Okay, so most people think it's B. Who thought it's B? Yeah, and are you sure? Not sure. Okay, and now let's see why. So if I use diff3 style to also see the base, so in the top I see one version, in the bottom I see another version that conflicts with it, and in the middle is the thing they both branched from. And now when you see this, anyone who said it's B, do you still go with B or do you change your answer? No? Okay, what is the answer? C. All right, so yeah, you assumed when you saw only the two versions that this lightsaber was added to the drawing because of the rule of entropy. Code is always added, never removed. But that's not always the case. Actually, the lightsaber was there, and one of the changes which added the black in Yoda's eyes removed the lightsaber. So that's why, without seeing the base, you thought the merge might be B, but actually it's C. Conceptually, what I want to do when I see this merge, it's not my code, it's a change someone made, and I want to keep his change, right? So if you see, it gives me choices: accept current change, accept incoming change. What these mean is I take one version of the code, and the changes in the other one are thrown away. It's not what I want to do, because someone added this program param-ID, and I don't want to take that away by like accepting current change, right? I want to take both. So intuitively, I want to click on this button that says accept both changes, right? But then what Visual Studio Code does is this. Anyone sees a problem here? It basically just concatenated the two pieces of code. It didn't like apply one change, just apply the other. So maybe I can go and manually fix it after. But this is a really simple conflict, and maybe in some more complicated ones, it's not going to be so easy. So now I want to show you this method I learned with a tool called git-mediate. So I get a conflict. And let's talk about conceptually what I want to do. I want to apply both changes on top of the base version. And yeah, I can see, okay, what happened from here to here? Ears were added, let's add them. What happened here? Eyes were added, the lightsaber was removed, and do it here. But there's a simpler thing I can do instead of applying it all here. Like some of them are already applied here. So basically, I can apply just the changes from this to this in here, or from this to this in here, and I'll get the right result, right? This is conceptually what I want to do. But sometimes there's a lot of changes, and it's kind of hard to spot all the changes. So I kind of want a method that would help me do it in smaller steps and reduce the problem. This is going to be our goal, to solve some of the conflict and reduce it to a smaller conflict. So it goes like this. I spot a change, like adding the black circles inside the eyes. So I apply it in the other one, but now to go back to a situation that I am claiming I can solve, which is getting conflicts like this, I'm going to do something to this conflict to bring it to this format, which is the change that I applied. I also apply it to the base. And what happened is that this became a standard conflict, just like a smaller conflict. So it's just as if the eyes were black in the base version and we had two changes on top of it. By applying the change also in the base version, it gets into the same format of conflict that I claim, that I'm showing you how to solve. So I did one small step, and it's in the same format. So now I'm back to the same kind of problem, only with a smaller set of work to do. So I continue. Okay, so I spot another change. The lightsaber disappeared. So yeah, I remove it from the top, I remove it from the middle. Now, if you notice, the middle and the bottom are the same. So when I run git-mediate, it verifies if it sees that this is a situation, it just replaces the conflict with the other version, which basically it means there's no remaining changes from the base that we merged some of the changes to and one of the sides, so the other side. It became a trivial conflict. We just choose the other side. All right, so I'll show a real demo. So this is like a real juice conflict. So I'm going to check out this one and merge the other one and get the conflicts. So I have merge conflicts. So I can do git merge abort because I fear it, or I can face it. So what I do is git-mediate. I start with this git-mediate -e, which opens the files with the conflicts in the code editor I set up. Here's the conflict. So let's apply this method on it. Like, what is one of the changes that we see? You said before, like, program ID was added. So just go and add it both here and here. And I save the file. And now I run git-mediate. It says successfully resolved one conflict. Git adding. So it replaced the conflict because it saw that the middle and the bottom were the same. And the assumption was that I'm using this method. So it means that I applied the change on the top. It saw, okay, no more conflicts remaining. This is basically what it does. We saw here that Yoda doesn't need the lightsaber anymore. Do you know why? So because we have learned how to resolve conflicts peacefully.